Hello everybody, let me introduce myself. My name is Dinda Pamungkas. I'm a student from MIGAS Vocational High School in CEPU. Today, I'd like to start my presentation about my on-the-job training at PPSDM MIGAS CEPU. This is a picture of PPSDM MIGAS CEPU office. PPSDM MIGAS CEPU is a development of human resource for oil and gas, which facilitates training, certification, and developing human skills in the oil sector. PPSDM MIGAS CEPU has been established since 109,096 and has always changed its name until now to the name of PPSDM MIGAS CEPU. PPSDM MIGAS CEPU is located on Jalan Sorokowan, Karangboyo Village, CEPU District, Blora Regency, Province of Central Java. At PPSDM MIGAS CEPU, there are three places that I visit during the job training. They are refinery unit, water treatment, and HSSE. First, I will explain about refinery unit at PPSDM MIGAS CEPU. Refinery unit at PPSDM MIGAS CEPU, there are several regulations that must be obeyed. They are must ask permission before entering PPSDM MIGAS CEPU or entering the refinery unit area. Wear PPE according to regulation. Maintain attitude while in the refinery area, like not running, speaking loudly, holding tools without instruction from supervisor, and it's forbidden to bring electronic device in the area of the refinery unit. Example of PPE that must be used while in the refinery unit area, they are wear pack, safety helm, safety shoes, they are also gloves, and safety glasses. This is a picture flow chart of the refinery unit. In the refinery unit area, we learn about processing crude oil into finished products such as Pertasol CA, CB, CC, residue, and solar. Before we enter the refinery unit area, we ask permission from the supervisor and wear a complete PPE. In the area of the PPSDM refinery unit, we observe the petroleum processing using a flow chart. Material processed in the refinery unit, they are crude oil, full oil for heating process in furnace, steam for heating process in evaporator, and fractionation column. Tool and equipment, they are heat exchanger, furnace, evaporator, fractionation column C1A, C2, stripper column C3, C4, C5, separator, and condenser. SOP, pump feed crude oil to the heat exchanger for preheating. After being in the heat exchanger, crude oil goes to the furnace to be heated. After that, it goes to the evaporator column to be separated based on its fraction. If the heavy fraction will go down, the light fraction will go up. After that, it's flowed to the fractionation column based on the fraction of the fraction. Then, the oil is cooled in the cooler and the oil is separated from the water in the separator, then stored in the storage tank. Next, observing boiler process. This is a picture flow chart diagram boiler in the PPSDM MIGAS CEPU. Before entering the area, we ask permission and use full PPE. Here, we observe the water to steam process for the heat injection process at the refinery using a flow chart. Material process, they are industry water from water treatment process, silica sand for sand filter, resin to soften the water, and AOH to neutralize the pH about 6.5 to 7.8. Na2SO2 remove the oxygen that contained in water. Na2PO4 to agglomerate the dirt in the water. Tool and equipment: sand filter, softener, deaerator, pump, boiler, and accumulator. Product result: steamed air. SOP: first, industrial water from the water treatment is given to the sand filter to be filtered using silica sand. After that, it flows into the softener to soften the water. After that, it is accommodated in the softener tank. Then, pumped into the deaerator to remove the oxygen contained in the water. After that, it's pumped to the boiler by injection of chemical. Next, cooling water process. Before entering the area, we ask permission and use full PPA. Here we observe the process of cooling water back after use in the condenser and refinery unit using a flow card. Material process: they are industry water from water treatment process. Tool and equipment: they are hot tub, cool tub, and cooling tower in the middle of it, and pump. Product results: cooled water. SOP: hot water from the condenser is pumped into the water tower to be dropped like rain to cool the water. After that, it is accommodated in a cold water bed and flowed back to the condenser cooler box. Next, I will explain about water treatment unit. First, we had to ask permission and wear PPA with additional gloves so as not to be exposed to chemicals. This process is to process dirty water from Bengawan Solo into clean water to be processed at the refinery unit and the needs of local residents. We can observe directly and using flow cards. Material process: they are A. Water from Bengawan Solo, B. PSC or polyaluminum chloride, C. Chlorine, D. Alum, silica sand, E. Chlorine gas. Tool and equipment: YAP tube or winding tube, gravity tube, segaran tube, CPI tube, flocculator unit, clarifier unit, industrial water tank, sand filter, and pump. Product results: drinking water, industrial water for process units, water for firefighting units. SOP: pump water from Bengawan Solo to these two places, 60% for the YAP tube and 40% for the segaran tube. In the YAP tube, add chemical water, and the water will mix naturally because the tube is treated. Then, flow and store the water in the YAP tube to the gravity tube. After that, the water is flowed to the sand filter for the purification process and given chlorine gas to kill bacteria. Then the water is flowed for drinking water. In the segaran tube, divide the water first for the firefighter unit and second for the CPI tube. After that, the water in the CPI bed is flowed to the flocculator unit to get the mixing process using alum. The dirty in the water will be separated because of the alum. After that, the water is flowed into industrial water tanks and distributed to the refinery unit. Last, I will explain about HSSE unit or Health, Safety, Security, and Environmental. On HSSE, I get material about work safety. There we also have to use full PPA. They are wear bag, safety helmet, safety shoes, and glasses. The important rules to follow in this area, they are 1. Don't touch any equipment in the area of the HSSE unit before obtaining permission. 2. Don't play around and run around the HSSE unit area. 3. Don't speak loudly in the HSSE area. 4. Use PPA. 5. Get permission before entering the HSSE unit area. The operation that we do in HSSE area is operating the SCBA unit. This is a picture SCBA tools. First, we have to ask the supervisor for permission. When we try to use SCBA, we don't use full PPA, but when the actual process has to use full PPA. SCBA or self-contained breathing apparatus is a breathing apparatus process for rescuers when they carry out their work in hazardous atmospheric air, such as firefighter. This tool contains fresh air that has been filtered and compressed, and this air is packed in tubes or cylinders. SCBA can be used for about 30 minutes in full duration. Material process, their compresses, air breathing tool and equipment, SCBA unit, and SCBA unit SOP. First of all, open the valve in the cylinder with a pull and twist technique. Check the pressure on the pressure gauge. If the nether arrow goes up, it means that the air in the cylinder is still full. But if the nether arrow does not move, it means the air in the cylinder is empty. If the needle arrow is red and the warning whistle continues to sound, it means the air reserve is running low. If everything is secure, wear the SCBA on your back, fasten your belt, and shoulder straps. Attach the regulator with a face mask. After that, take a deep breath to let the air out of the cylinder into your mask. After taking a deep breath, the air will flow into your mask and you can breathe normally. Conclusion: after I did the job training at PPSDM MIGAS CEPU, I was able to find about how the work system at PPSDM MIGAS CEPU includes oil processing, clean water, and work safety. While doing job training there, I can also feel what real work in the oil world is like. Thank you for your attention. Bye.